Good morning, good morning. I had some spare time this morning, so I thought I'd come on and just say hi to everyone. Just have a conversation about life, right? Whoever's around, just talk about life this morning. But do come in and say hi. Come and say hi. Hey, Paula, how are you? Thank you for joining. Hi, me and Alam. I've got some spare time this morning. I was just doing my chores and I thought I'm going to pause and come on and just say hi, see who's around, and just have a general discussion about life, right? I'm good, enjoying the sun. How are you? I am good. I've done a few things this morning. I got my ironing done and I thought I'd pause before I do other things. I'm trying to have a rest day today as best as I can. Just do some resting because I've got a busy week ahead. But I'm good. Thank you for asking. How are you? Thanks for joining, Ruth. Yeah, we're just going to talk about life, I've had a busy week just gone, but a very productive week, and it's always nice when it's productive. Still lots going on. I'm good. Yeah, do you know what? We just enjoy this sun while it's here, right? Because before you know it, it's not going to be here anymore. And I know I've been complaining that it's too hot because it has been very hot. But I'm still enjoying the warm weather, still enjoying it. Because when it's gone, right? Hi, Enwama. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. How are you? I've got a thing about pronouncing people's names incorrectly, I really have got a thing about it. It's my bugbear. Because I feel that your name, or however you want to be addressed, it's important that people get it pronounced correctly. Your name's your birthright. Good to hear. I'm good, thank you. I'm good. This is not the usual. Oh, it's Sandra. Thank you, Sandra. It's not the usual scheduled live that I do. I'm usually here on a Wednesday evening. Thank you very much. And I just had time this morning and I thought, why not just jump on? And let's just talk about life in general. Let's just have a discussion about life, right? I find myself more recently just having deep thoughts about different things. Like I just posted a little while ago. I just done my ironing and posted a short while ago. Who does ironing nowadays? I still iron, but I've also got a steamer, and I find the steamer so quick. It's just so much quicker than the iron because you got to wait for the iron to warm up and everything else, like I said on the post. And sometimes the iron burns your clothes if it's too hot. So yeah, steamer all the way for me. Can you recommend collagen to use, please? You know what? I was using the collagen actually, and I'm going to go back and start using it again. I've been doing a bit more research because I use my Yuka app, and it has to be a green on there, pale green or a dark green, which is good or excellent. And I'm really mindful about what I put in my body and what I use on my body, on my skin as well. So collagen is, if you do your research, collagen has a lot of benefits, right? Because as we navigate through the menopause, our collagen becomes less and less. And we want to try and keep it topped up as much as we can. So there was a lot of collagen products out there. I would say if you're going to use it, do what works for you. Absolutely do what works for you. Do your research on it as well, though, because a lot of these things that when you purchase them, we don't sometimes stop to pause to read what exactly is in them. It's like I like things like lychee, and I like lychee juice. And I went to the store this morning. I went to pick up a few bits this morning, right? Because I'm cooking doing some ackee and saltfish for dinner today, and I like to put plantain in my ackee and saltfish. And I picked up this lychee juice and I looked at the box and there were so many adjectives in there. I just put it right back. Just put it right back. So yeah, just check, do your due diligence and just go and check. Don't feel that you see a product with collagen in it or it's saying collagen. Please read what's in it. Yeah, so I can't recommend one specific one because I don't normally make recommendations as such because one size doesn't fit all. So what I use, oh, thank you. What I use may not work for you and vice versa. So this is why I say, do your research, ask the questions, and if it's not coming up that you're happy with it, move on to something else. But yeah, collagen is really good. I'm going to go start back using my collagen. I was taking collagen, I was mixing it. I actually got it from the health store and I was mixing it in my tea and my smoothies. But I'm going to see if there's other methods that I can use. I don't mind taking, I'm a person that I don't mind taking the liquid form of things if I can get it in liquid form because I just knock it back. I just don't even put it in water. So I'm going to drink some water. Hold on. The last time I bought a glass of water on here, I got a violation saying that I'm showing, drinks. But so I'm drinking it away from the screen. Yeah, I would say do your research on that before. I suffer with aches and pains. Oh, do you know what, Sandra? Your aches and pains, have they just recently come on, the aches and pains? And I hear you, our aches and pains, when our hormone levels start to decline, and they can fluctuate as well, right? When they start to decline, sometimes we can feel aches and pains. My aches and pains, I used to have aches and pains in my shoulders, and I've actually been told that I have arthritis in both shoulders and I will be in pain. But I don't have pain in my shoulders anymore for the simple reason I switched up what I'm eating, and also I move a lot more. So touch wood, my pains and aches and pains have gone completely. However, what I'm saying is I will add to that, one size does not fit all. So just because you're experiencing aches and pains and I was experiencing it, how I got rid of my aches and pains may not be the same route that you need to take to get rid of your aches and pains. I tell you what, this is such a trial and error journey. It is such a trial and error journey. You've got to find out what works for you. And that's what that time to by yourself to figure out what works for you. Because sometimes you try something and it doesn't work. And so you have to try something again. And hopefully, it doesn't take too long before you identify what works for you. But just keep going and you'll find something. Movement is the joint thing. And I notice for me, if I don't move as I usually move, because I like to walk a lot. And if I've had a little bout of not walking, because listen, life is lifing, right? And sometimes I don't get to do walking because I'm at work and I'm doing everything else and I haven't prioritized my walk. I find that if I'm getting up from the chair, I might feel a little twinge and thinking, oh gosh, my hip. And that is because I've not been consistent in my walking. So I need to, be accountable and hold myself accountable to ensure that I am consistent in the walking. And try not to let life take over, because it does sometimes, sometimes it does. And I don't beat myself up about it. I just say, okay, I've not been able to do that week because of so many other things. Right. What am I going to do next week to change that? That's what I do. I'm telling you, I'm taking a soft life approach. I'm not beating myself up about it. I'm not being hard on myself. I am taking that soft approach. And okay, I didn't get to do it last week. This week, how am I going to ensure that I get to do it? But yeah, I have found moving. But welcome everyone to the live. Moringa and omega-3 and weight loss has helped with the joint pain. Thank you for sharing that. Is it Pekatu? Or is it Pekitu? Me and getting people's names pronounced correctly, right? It may not even be your real name yet, but still, I like to pronounce what I see properly. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. Moringa. I take moringa seeds, actually. I've got moringa seeds, and I used to take 3 every morning, and I only take 2 now. Moringa seeds is quite good, and I find that it helped me with lowering my blood pressure as well. And I haven't taken it for probably about 2 or 3 weeks, and I've been monitoring my blood pressure, and I've noticed my blood pressure is getting a lot better. I used to have slightly elevated blood pressure. It wasn't concerning, but it was slightly elevated. To me, it was slightly elevated. And now I took my blood pressure yesterday, and it was 112/78. Now that's good, but I haven't been taking my moringa seeds. I do feel that my blood pressure has gone lower because I'm not taking on any stress, and I'm taking a slower pace to everything. I do really feel that that's been helping me. I honestly do, because stress is a big thing, isn't it? But thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing. And again, when we share things in the community, if you see something that you think, oh, I might try that, go ahead and try it. But I always will say, just that little warning, that if you are on any medication or you do have any existing health conditions, you may find it beneficial to go and speak to your GP before trying any of those things, because sometimes medication won't mix with certain things, and sometimes it may exacerbate your existing health condition. So always go and do your checks, do your due diligence before you just start taking something, particularly if you are on any medication or have an existing health condition. Always check. Oh yeah, thanks. It's nice when you share. Yeah, I'll be back. I normally do a live on a Wednesday evening. Being here on a Sunday is just a random thing that I've done today because I've got some time, and I thought, why not come on and just talk about life in general? But we can still talk about whatever we like because we can, right? Why do we talk about the menopause? Because we can. We can absolutely. Donne, thank you for following and welcome to the community. If you're not part of the community already and you'd like to be part of the community, all you need to do is follow. And we meet up every Wednesday evening at 8 p.m. British summertime and just have an hour and a half of conversation around, specific subject matters, mainly menopause. But it's nice to sometimes, talk about something different other than the menopause, because this menopause is with us 24/7. It's not letting up sometimes. And it's nice to just talk about something else, But yeah, we can talk about that also. You're welcome. Is it Cloudy? Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the community. Yeah, this menopause journey, man, is a thing, right? And I feel that because we have now started to find our voice, we mustn't stop talking about it. We really mustn't stop talking about it. Is it Delivero? Okay, you're a singer, are you? You're doing well with your followers. What do you sing? What sort of things do you sing? I don't know who I just invited up here. My thumb's just like all over the place. I didn't mean to do that, so don't feel that you need to come up. Thank you for the heart, me. Thank you. Oh, thank you. But yeah, what's been something positive that's happened in the last week? What's been something that you're really proud of that you've achieved in the last week? Anything in particular? But yeah, as I said, we will be here on a Wednesday. Wednesday evenings we are here. I used to come on 3 days a week, 3 evenings a week, but just time. I'm just so busy doing so many things. I can only give, 1 evening a week at the moment. That may change, but for now, 1 evening a week. But it's nice the community can meet up. But if you do miss a live, what you can do is go and catch up the live on our YouTube channel. So the community has a YouTube channel, and I post all the lives on there after. Download all the lives and post them on there, so you can go and catch up at your leisure. So if you've missed anything, you can go and do that. But yeah, feel free to ask any questions. I know I've said that we're going to talk about life. You can dictate what we talk about. We can talk about menopause if you like. We can talk about menopause. If anyone's got any questions about menopause, the stages of menopause, treatments, those sort of things. It's one of them things that, although I say you don't have to be alone in this journey, there is very much part of the journey that you have to travel it alone. You have to walk it alone. And that is the part where you are going to make a decision what is going to be for you. Whether that is hormone replacement therapy, whether that is your natural remedies, whether that you don't want to take anything, that is up to you. No one can force you to do something that you do not want to do, or we shouldn't allow to feel like we are forced to do. Because I have heard some women say to me that, they're on HRT and they actually didn't want to be on the HRT. Don't let anyone give you something that you don't want. I think it's important that we need to be better advocates for ourselves. We really need to. So I don't know if you've come across the community book, right? In the community book, I'm going to read something from the community book. So our Hot, Wise and Unapologetic. It's a journey through menopause with power and grace. This is our community book. It came out almost a year ago now. September last year it was published, right? And there were a lot of people in the community that contributed to this book. So without them, this book wouldn't have been possible. And it has different things in there. And I have, over the past, I think it's been 2 weeks, I have been reading out extracts of the book. And I focused on the symptom glossary. And that was done in an 8-part. It was actually 9 parts, but part 8 was 2 parts. And I spoke about or read out the extracts on the symptom glossary and the type of symptoms that you may experience or you are experiencing. What I want to read out today is, I didn't plan this actually, what I want to kind of talk about today is about being an advocate for yourself, right? And I'm going to find the part where it talks about being an advocate for yourself and the importance of it, because we really need to be advocating for yourself. This is what part of the book says. So it talks about how to prepare for GP or specialist appointments with confidence. And sometimes, you know what, when we go to see a GP or a consultant, sometimes we can have in mind that they're the expert. So what they say goes. But actually, is that the case? Because who is the expert of your body? It's you. You are the expert of your body. You know your body. Your body is there with you 24/7, and it gives you signals. Like I always say, our bodies will whisper before it screams. It gives you signals. And sometimes, unfortunately, we don't listen to those signals that our bodies give us, those whispers, right? So it continues to say, so it says how to prepare for a GP or specialist appointments with confidence. So menopause can be a confusing and isolating time, especially when symptoms are dismissed or misunderstood by healthcare professionals. Because sometimes they're not listening to us. And sometimes we have to put our foot down. And sometimes we have to feel that we need to raise our voices to be listened. Right? And that's sad that we feel we have to do that. That's why advocating for yourself is not just helpful, it is essential. Absolutely essential. This section is here to equip you with practical strategies to own your experience, speak up, and get the support you deserve. It is so important that we have the right care team around us when we're navigating through this. This goes for anything, to be honest with you. This absolutely goes for anything. So why self-advocacy matters? This is what it says in our book. Too many women have been told, you're too young for menopause. It's just stress, or you'll have to live with it. This is what sometimes has been said. You know your body best, right? It's time to change the narrative. Whether you're visiting your GP, a consultant, or a complementary therapist, being prepared can help you feel more in control and get the care that meets your needs. This is what we need to do. Get the care that meets our needs. Every single one of us is going to be completely different, right? No two journeys are the same. Hi, Uzma, how are you? We're talking about life really, but we got onto this. I'm reading an extract from our community book, Hot, Wise and Unapologetic, right? A Journey Through Menopause with Power and Grace. And the extract that I'm reading through is advocating for yourself, your menopause, your voice, right? Doctors always go for chemicals. And again, Anne-Marie, thank you for saying that. I mean, you know what? This is a whole new different conversation for another day, probably. Pharmaceuticals, right? They're out there to make their money, aren't they? Okay, but one size does not fit all. This is why if you're being told that this is best for you, you don't have to accept that. Feel free to challenge it. Why is it best for me? What is it going to do for me? How is it going to help me? What are the benefits? What are the risks? This is why we need to ask those right questions, because one size does not fit all. Okay, just because 50 of us have a headache and we all go and take a paracetamol or a headache tablet, whatever it may be, it doesn't mean it's going to take away the headache completely. It doesn't work like that. And so it's fine to challenge. It's fine to be an advocate for yourself. So it continues to say, before your appointment, identify the reason for your visit. So you're going to know why you're going to visit your GP, why you're going to visit the consultant, right? What's the main issue you want to discuss? Try and stick to the main issue. If there's more than one issue, it may be that you are told that you have to come back for the second one, because this is what sometimes we're being told now. I know with my GP, I can only bring one issue to them at any one time. However, it may be that one issue, the two issues that I want to discuss, they're overlapping. You know, one is kind of happening because of the other. And again, it's a thing that when we go there, we just have to be honest and say, look, I know I only can come with one issue to you, but there's a few that I need to talk to you about. That's what we need to do. And just pull out that information. So what's the main issue to discuss? Is it hot flushes? If it is to do with the menopause, low mood, brain fog, or something else. So write it down in a sentence or two. Jot it down, whether it's on your phone, in your diaries, whatever. How you want to do that is entirely up to you. And you can be specific in saying something like, I'm experiencing symptoms that I believe are related to menopause. and I'd like support in managing them. So you can say why you believe it, because it may be that these are the signs and symptoms that you're experiencing. This is what's led me to believe that it is to do with the menopause, perimenopause, the menopause, or postmenopause. However, okay. So track your symptoms. It's good to track your symptoms prior to going to the GP. Why is my device heating up? What's going on? Okay. So it's good to track your symptoms, because tracking your symptoms will also give you information about, is anything exacerbating your symptoms? How long has it been happening? How's it making you feel? So tracking all that little bits of information, so you can give to your consultant, give to your GP when you go and see them. When they ask you the questions, you've got the information there. Okay, this is not something that you've plucked out of the air. This is what is really happening to you. You are living this experience. And this is why I always say to you, who is the expert of your body? Yes, GPs have studied for years on the anatomy and how it works and everything else. Listen, one size does not fit all. We are the experts of our bodies. We know best about our bodies. Okay. So it continues to talk about keeping the journal of your symptoms tracker a few weeks before you visit or your appointment. What are the symptoms, when they occur, and how they impact your daily life. Do some research if you have to, right? We know that, yes, there are some fantastic GPs out there that will listen, that will understand, and that will know the information that you're bringing to them. Some GPs, this is just some GPs will, and one of my GP was this person. They don't know about the menopause. They didn't know about it. They thought I was too young. I was 42 at the time. They sent me away every time. You're too young, you're too young. And I was going through the perimenopause. So do your research, and don't be afraid to bring out the research when you are speaking to your GP or your consultant. They're humans. They may not know everything. They may not know about this. So bring out the information and let them know this is the information you've come across. This is why, again, you feel that this is what's going on. So bring in reputable information or printouts. The British Menopause Society, if you're in the UK, you get NHS websites, again, can have some good information. So go and do your research. There are some charities out there as well. Questions you might want to ask. So jot down some questions that you may want to ask at the time, because you know what? When we get into our appointments, sometimes if we've got it in our mind, what has been going on before we step into that room may distract and just let us forget about everything we want to ask. So it's okay to pull out your phone and get your questions out from your phone, and just to remind you what you want to ask. Rather than leaving that room thinking to yourself, gosh, I didn't even ask what I wanted to ask, or I don't even know what they were talking about. I didn't understand it. Let's ask the questions. Because if a GP is saying something to you and you don't understand it, this isn't on you, this is on them. They have to then explain it to you so you can understand it in simple terms, so you can understand it. But they're not going to do that until you open your mouth and say, I don't understand what you're talking about. Can you explain it to me a bit, in a more simple term? There's many times I've gone into the GP and they started speaking to me and I've said, oh, it's gone right over my head. I don't understand. Because I want to leave that appointment feeling confident that I know what I need to be doing next. And if you're not at that stage in your life, then maybe bring someone with you to the GP to support you to be a better advocate for yourself. But welcome to the live. I'm just going through some of the extracts from our community book, Hot, Wise and Unapologetic, A Journey Through Menopause with Power and Grace. Just the importance of being a better advocate for ourselves. And actually, I came across something recently. It was called, I can't remember, is it not Natasha's Law? There is a law out there, something rule, Myers Rule. or Martha's rule. And it is something to do with when we're in hospital, because it was a young lady in hospital, and unfortunately she was, her family lost her, but the consultants and GPs were not listening to their concern. Yeah, thank you. Wasn't listening to her concerns. This is the thing. Who knows your body the best? You. And sometimes, you know what? If we have to scream and shout, then we need to scream and shout. That's what we need to do. For people to listen to us, that's what we need to do. Because no one can tell you, if you're saying you're in pain, no one should be saying to you, you shouldn't be feeling that much pain. You're telling them you're feeling that pain. They need to listen to you. So if we need to trigger the Martha's Law, then that's what we need to do. Because it's just, I don't understand why it comes to that. I was doing some research on it, and I think about 500 or I can't remember if it was 500 or 5,000 of these have been triggered. Why does it need to get to that? Why can't people just take your word for it that this is what you're feeling? This is how I'm feeling right now. It's making me feel unwell. I don't feel myself. I'm not feeling right. Just listen to me. Oh, it just gets me annoyed. It really just gets me annoyed. Oh, it reminds me of when I went to the GP years ago. I said to my GP, I can feel my ovaries throbbing. I can feel them throbbing. And it was a male GP, and he just looked at me and said, don't be silly. You can't feel them throbbing. And I just thought to myself, do you know what? Don't tell me what I'm feeling right now. I'm the one feeling it. So I just left the conversation there with him, dealt with what else I needed to deal with. And then when I went to see a gynecologist, I remember her name was Jackie as well at the time when I went to see her. Her name was Jackie. And I spoke to her and I said to her, this is what I've said to my GP, and this is what I've been told. And she looked at me and she said, yeah, it's not impossible. You can feel your ovaries throbbing. So can you imagine if I didn't go and see her and had that confirmed, how I'm going to start feeling now? Am I losing my mind because I'm saying that I'm feeling this pain and my GP saying that I shouldn't be feeling it? No, we need to be a better advocate for ourselves. We really need to. We know our bodies the best. Hi, Antonia. I'm 49 years. Did I miss your comment? Sorry. I'm taking HRT. Oh, good for you. Good. I'm pleased for you. And this is the thing. You will take what you need to take in order to ensure that your life is a lot more smoother with this journey. Because it's working for you, and that's fantastic. Thank you for the reposting. I'm telling you, women before us, before we found our voices in this subject, women before us, what was I saying, 80, 90 years ago, they were actually put in asylums because of the menopause. Can you imagine us trying to explain to someone how we're feeling? We're trying to figure it out ourselves, let alone trying to explain to someone else who doesn't know about this and will never totally understand what we're going through, what we're experiencing. How difficult can that be? That we're trying to explain to someone when we're trying to figure it out ourselves. This is why I'm glad that we are finding our voices now. And why do we talk about it? Because we can. And we're going to continue to keep talking about it. And we're not going to stop talking about it. I'm telling you. It's something that we should not be ashamed of. This is a natural transition that we are navigating through, right? Yes, there are 27% of women that do not experience any symptoms whatsoever or very limited symptoms. However, the women that are experiencing these symptoms, let's keep shouting from the rooftops. Because no one will know what we're experiencing until we open our mouths and say and share it. And that's when we're going to be listened to, right? We're going to command that we need to be listened to. Thank you for the heart, me. Far too long we keep it quiet because it's a conversation that Oh, you shouldn't be talking about that. That's a personal thing. Well, actually, yes, it's personal to me. But right now, if my hot flushes start kicking off and my mood swings start kicking off, it's going to damn well impact you, my friend. So you need to damn well listen. Let me drink some water. This is what I'm telling you. We need to keep talking about it. Let me come back to it. I'm going to stop reading the extracts from the book. But over the time, I'm going to, as I said, I did the symptom glossary on our page, and it's in 8 parts or 9 parts. I'm going to continue doing some extracts from the book, and I'll post them. But yeah, we definitely need to just keep. And Antonia, I'm so happy that I'm really genuinely happy for you that you have found something that works for you. Seriously. Because some of us are finding it a challenge to find. And even, sometimes when we find something that is working, it's not working for every single symptom. So we may have to have a combination of things. Just keep going. Just keep going. Sometimes previous conditions can bring an early menopause time. Yeah, definitely, Anne-Marie. Absolutely. When we do research on perimenopause, it generally says 45 to 55. That's in the loosest possible term, because you can be younger. It can be younger for some women. It can be later for some women. Everyone is going to be different. You know your body better than anyone else. So never doubt yourself. And I would always say that if you go to a GP or a consultant and you don't feel listened to, you don't feel heard, go and get a second opinion. Go and get a second opinion. Thank you for sharing the live, Ruth. Reviews, thank you for the follow and welcome to the community. My doctor told I was a mess. 3 doctors. Oh gosh, you see, and the thing is, right, don't get me wrong, there are some fantastic GPs out there, but the GPs are human and they can get things wrong. This is the thing. If I was to read a book, right, and the book told me that this is the symptom of a migraine, a headache, can be intense, blurred vision, sensitive to light. Now, don't get me wrong, I may well use that as a reference. But what unfortunately happens sometimes, or what can happen sometimes, is if 10 people go to the GP with a migraine and they ask you what your symptoms are and you don't tick off one of these things on this list, they're saying, no, it's probably something else. One size does not fit all. And that's why I think we're going horribly wrong. Because we're using this text in a book to just tick off everyone else. Everyone is different. 2 people can have the same condition and show very different signs and symptoms. This is why it's so important that, anyway, when I'm training, I always say signs and symptoms, we use it as a guide, because everyone's very different. And that's really sad to hear. That is not good. And I can imagine that you had to really push because you knew something wasn't right. I don't understand why we have to do that. It's just not good. Absolutely not good. But I hope everything's well now. I'm telling you. You know what? If you're feeling something is not right, it generally is not right. When you go to your GP or a consultant and they're turning you away, go and get a second opinion. Go and get a second opinion because you know your body the best. Oh, yeah. Thank you for joining the live, Janice. I have a high pain barrier. My GP was right. The hospital was wrong. You see, this is the thing. This pain barrier thing. Everyone's got different pain thresholds, right? But that's without you, your GP was right. Fantastic GP. And the hospital. That's really sad to hear. Very sad to hear. Princess, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the community. We generally meet up on a Wednesday evening at 8 p.m. British summertime. Today, I've just got some spare time that I thought I'd come on and just have a chit chat with everyone. So it's not my usual scheduled live, but I thought I'd come on today because I've got some time, and we're talking about menopause, as we usually do as well. But I was saying, let's talk about life. This is life, right? Menopause is our life. It's there every day. The moment it decided to join our lives, it's there now. Hey, our London, how are you? Good afternoon. So yeah, on a Wednesday we're here at 8 p.m. British summertime. So they were moaning he had. Oh, you see, that's annoying because you have the right to go and get tested. And sometimes you feel that you have to push. This is you being a good advocate for yourself, If a GP saying, oh no, see how it goes, for another couple of weeks. Listen, no, I don't want to wait for another couple of weeks. Something isn't right. You have to be forceful, right? You don't have to be argumentative. You don't have to be aggressive, but you have to be forceful. I have I'm chatting her business. I have a friend, right? And if she goes to the GP, I shouldn't even laugh, GP or hospital, my lady is rolling around on the floor, right? Rolling around on the floor. And that's when she gets seen. Why does it need to be like that? Why do you need to be like that before you get seen? This is just ridiculous. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Started with large clots that summer then. Oh, that's not good. And this is the thing. We know our bodies, right? You know when your body is doing something different that it doesn't usually do. And then you have to take note of it. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Oh, that's not good. Again, you know what? When you are experiencing things like this, right? Is it normal? That daily small bleed, is it normal? Go and speak to your GP about it. I'm sure you have already, but if you haven't, go and speak to your GP about it. Because thank you very much. I feel that sometimes, particularly as women, we end up normalizing things. Things are happening to us. We're experiencing things and we think, oh, it'll go away tomorrow or it'll be all right next week. We kind of just end up normalizing it. But it's not right. Go and speak to your GP about it. See, they do. Ugh. Get a second opinion. Do you know what? If our GPs are not for us, then we shouldn't even be there. We go and get a second opinion. We don't have to be loyal to our GPs, particularly if they're not supporting us to get the correct care around what we need. The correct care team, right? So if they're not doing that, let's step and go and find someone else. There are many more GPs out there. I know with my GP practice, there used to be GPs, the same GPs there all the time. And I know of late, there are different GPs there. But do you know what? I don't mind that. I'm not a person that I go to the GP straight away anyway. I'll go to the GP if I need to go and get something checked out. But when I've gone there more recently, I've noticed different GPs are there. And do you know what? That's not a bad thing. Because the last GP I saw, I spoke to them about, I've got a little lump on my hand just here. And I thought it was occupational hazard, because where I teach first aid, I'm constantly on a mannequin, right? Doing this chest compressions on a mannequin. So I thought it was an occupational hazard. So I waited about 2 months and then it started hurting me. So I went to the GP, and this GP, I've never met him before. I told him and he said, "Why have you waited 2 months?" This is the GP that I like to speak to. "Why have you waited 2 months?" I said to him, "I thought it was an occupational hazard." And he said to me, "No, you need to, does it hurt?" He said to me, "Does it hurt?" I said, "Sometimes, but not all the time." He said, "Okay, then." So I can kind of rule out infection, because if it was an infection, it would be hurting all the time. So he said, "Right, I'm going to send you to a scan." You know, by the time I got home from the GP, I had an email saying that I've got an appointment for a scan. This is the type of GP that you want to have on your side, in your corner. Not a GP that's going to say, "Oh, let's leave it for another week or month to see what happens." He's sending me to a scan straight away, and I've got my scan next week. So I'm hoping it's nothing serious, but yeah. But this is what you need to have. GPs need to be on your side. Hi, Jean. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Peach is saying hello to everyone. Welcome, welcome. RWUK, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the community. Took us women at least 6 to 10 visits to get done. Do you know what? Passion spirit. Let me tell you something. I have to just pull that up because I know it's been filtered out. Let me tell you something. You are correct. Research shows that women visit GPs 10 times or more before they get taken seriously. Why is that? Look, you're getting me all riled up now. Wait, hold on. Let me just have water. Why is that? Because I know as damn well, if a man went in with the same symptoms as us, they wouldn't need to visit 10 times. It's ridiculous. What? Because we can bear children, we're supposed to have a certain threshold of pain and we can just move through it and just, run with it. No, it's not right. We need to just listen. If we need to switch up our attitude, then we need to do that. In order for us to get the right care team around us, then we need to do what we need to do. That means rolling on the floor. Then do you know what? I'm in on rolling on the floor. That's what I need to do. They keep losing my notes. My goodness me, that's what's going on there. How are they losing your notes? That's just ridiculous. You know what? Maybe you need to think about, do I need to change the GP? Because if GPs are losing your notes or consultants are losing your notes, that just speaks volumes. That's a red flag. Because if that was a man that I was dating or I was married to and he kept losing my stuff like that, no, I'd have to review that. No, let's not accept that. That's what I'm saying. We shouldn't be accepting things like this. I'll be putting a complaint. Seriously. I like to complain because that's the only way you can fix yourself. You need to fix up. I'm going to complain. That is not good that they keep losing your notes. What's that saying about you? No. They need to come better than that. Listen, getting me vexing here. They make sarcastic remarks when you expect. Yeah, so you see that. Princess Peach, listen, Queen, listen to me. You see, if the sarcastic remarks are coming, right? Those comments are coming and they're not for you, you need to decide to step. Go and find somewhere else. Because this isn't a joke business right now. This is a serious issue. And if people ain't taking you seriously and they're making sarcastic remarks, no, that's a complaint in there. Listen, if you need me to help you out, I got so many complaint letters, templates of them. I'm telling you, I'm happy to share 1 or 2 with you. That's not right. That is bang out of order. Making sarcastic remarks, they're not taking you seriously. This is just too much. Too much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, I don't feel it's anything, but you know what? Lately, it's like when I was ironing today. when I'm holding the iron, don't get me wrong, I hold things hard. I do. I've got a tight grip on things. Maybe I need to loosen up my grip. It was hurting me when I was holding the iron. And I can feel it. It's a lump. There's a lump there. But anyway, we'll see. We'll see. I'll keep you posted on that one. My current GPC seems to be on my side. That's good. That's what we want. We want a GP that is on our side, wants the best care around us, and isn't going to be saying, oh, you need a scan. It's not coming out of your pocket, my friend. Just send me for a scan. Send me for a referral. The money is not coming out of your pocket. What are you holding on to it like it's yours? Anyway, you have to fight your corner sometimes, isn't it? And we shouldn't need to have to switch up and go rogue on these people before they give us what we need. But you know what? If we have to do it, we have to do it. I'm all for that. Thank you, London. Thank you. I'm actually not concerned about it right now. You know what? Sometimes we get concerned about things that are out of our control. So until I know what it is, I'm not worrying about it. Really not worrying about it. They call women anxious or blame their... Listen, you know how... I don't think we realise, how powerful we are as women. How much power we have. And as I said, we are the experts of our own body. But what we need to try and stop doing is just accepting what people are saying in terms of, you're not feeling that, or you come and see me in 2 weeks' time. If you know it feels urgent to you, no, I don't want to come and see you in 2 weeks' time. I need to see someone now. And actually, you've got all rights to say that. I've been into my GP appointment before and said, I would like a referral. I mean, quite a few places you can self-refer to certain things. Again, this is what I'm saying. Do your research. Do your research before you even go. Because if we can do our own referral, then why do we need to go in the first place? We're not... this is the saying. We are concerned about what is going on in our bodies. And this is what we want. We want to have the correct care team around us. Let me just go back to... No, it's really good if you have GPs out there fighting your corner. We don't want those GPs that are just rubbing their hands because they think, yeah, let's write another prescription and here you go. That's my little commission there. No. And even sometimes when we're trying new things and it's not working for us. And if you don't, again, if we get that feeling that it's not right, generally it's not right. This is why we have our gut feeling. Do not dismiss your gut feeling. I keep being told, hi things. I'm going to call you things. Things can only get better. I like that. Things can only get better. Welcome to the live. I keep being told to do breathing exercises. Why are you told to do breathing exercises? Did I miss that? Let me go back. I don't think. For what reason are you being told to do breathing exercises? Is it anxiety? Because if you do research, box breathing does help with anxiety. It can help with anxiety. Because as I said, one size doesn't fit all. It can help with anxiety. I've done box breathing recently. I wasn't feeling anxious. I was stuck in traffic and I did box breathing in the car. And you know what? I felt a bit more relaxed. So why are you being told to do breathing exercises? It must be a reason. Sometimes when we go and see consultants and GP as well, we get recommended to do things. Okay, I'd like you to, do this for the next 2 to 3 weeks and then do this and do that. And we're just there saying, okay, why are we not asking the question? So what is this supposed to help me with? What are the benefits of it? And if it doesn't work, what happens? We're just saying, okay, I'll do it. We need to ask the right questions sometimes. I'm not saying we're all like that. Over the years, I am such a better advocate for myself now. Before, I would go in there because that's a doctor. Listen, doctors are humans. They can get things wrong. We can be misdiagnosed with things. This is what I'm saying. You know your body the best. Get a second opinion. Having a hysterectomy soon. Good, good. And you see, sometimes we have to do the screaming and shouting to be listened to, and it shouldn't have to be like that. I've asked for a new one and go post. Good. Because we're entitled to. We're entitled to have what is right for us when it comes to our health and well-being. But if we don't ask for it, then sometimes it's not voluntarily offered. This is why I'm saying I would always encourage you, do your research before you go to appointments. Do your research. So actually we can bring that up and say, this is what I've come across. What do you think about this? Or I would like to try this. My notes say I still have my right over and I've been told. What? What's going on there? Someone messed up the notes, didn't they? You see, these things should not be happening. So can you get it confirmed that that's the case? I would definitely want that confirmed. One person telling me this, one person, this is just, this to me, when I hear things like that, it kind of like, it makes me nervous because we are trusting these medical professionals because they are the experts, right? You're the expert of your own body. The more I complain, the more they all can. No, Princess Peaches. This ganging up on if you want a letter of complaint, one of my templates, let me know. I'll send it over to you. But there's too much going on here. On a positive note, I'm glad that there's a positive note coming up. On a positive note, the new GP. Oh, thank goodness for that. That was too much. I didn't even live that experience and it was too much for me to just read this thing. I'm just glad that you've now got a GP on your side. Sometimes we got to fight for what we're entitled to, and it shouldn't be like that. It really shouldn't be like that. Hi, so is it Salak? Salak. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Welcome. We are here just chatting away about life, about menopause, whatever's taking us. We're just chatting away. So this is not a scheduled live. This is just an impromptu live, and I have some time this morning, or it's afternoon now, and I just thought I'd come on. But I'm generally here on a Wednesday evening. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jackie. How rude of me. My name's Jackie, and I'm a menopause wellness practitioner as well as a menopause nutrition and weight loss management practitioner. And the community is here for us to just be educated a bit more about this menopause. It's a thing that when we start navigating through it, we're learning so much because every journey is different, right? One size doesn't fit all. And what is going on in our bodies, we're trying to embrace it as best as we can. Does it get better? I know for me, it's got better over the years. I'm in post-menopause now, and I've been in post-menopause for 3.5 years, coming up to, maybe a bit more than 3.5 years. And I've gone from experiencing double-digit symptoms, about 12 or 16 symptoms, and I now only experience 2 symptoms. Don't get me wrong, with this warm weather, allergies are coming. I've got streaming eyes, running nose. That's coming, but that's the warm weather that's causing that. But yeah, I only experience 2 symptoms, and I know exactly what exasperates my symptoms. Yeah, and this is it. Do not be afraid. And this is, again, if you don't feel you are quite there yet in being an advocate for yourself and speaking up, because we're not all there. We're not all there in terms of feeling confident to speak up, particularly when we're speaking to the experts, the GPs and the consultants. We rely on them to be the expert, right? But there's no better expert than yourself when it comes to your own body. So just remember that. And if you don't feel comfortable or confident to speak up for yourself, bring someone with you. I've been on the other line of someone in their appointment. Someone's called me during the appointment, and I've just kept there being quiet. And at a point where I've heard the consultant saying something, and I didn't hear the person who had me on the other end of the line saying what they wanted to say, because we had a conversation before, I just stepped in and prompt, oh, Jenny, wasn't this what you wanted to ask about? That's how I helped. So if you don't feel confident to do this, get someone to be a supportive advocate for you whilst you're building up your confidence. Because you deserve the right team around you. Absolutely deserve the right team around you. Good. That's good. You have the best GP. Keep the GP. When you have a good GP, they're rare. I feel they're rare. I think my GPs that have different GPs going, but this one GP that I came across recently with my hand, he's a perfect GP. He is, I'm telling you. Had my smear, they said she is back in 5 years. Okay. Yeah, smears are not, they're not the most comfortable thing to go through. But you know what? I really feel it's important that we as women go for these tests. How many of you go for your yearly MOT, your yearly health check? Because you're entitled to it. From the age of 40, you are entitled to a yearly health check. Now, I know I've spoken to some women and they said, oh, I didn't know. You're entitled to it. And if you're not being offered it, go to your GP and get it. In that yearly health check, it would be that they check your weight, they check your bloods, they check your blood pressure. They will ask you how you are feeling generally. And now part of that health check would include any menopause symptoms. It's a thing that is going to be discussed automatically. And remember, us being diagnosed that we are in menopause, it should not be, we shouldn't be waiting for things like blood tests. It should be based on the symptoms we are experiencing. When did it change to 5 years? Is that your smear? I'm just thinking when my one was. I think I was told 5 years. I think after a certain age, because if it used to be did it used to be every 2 years smears? Someone remind me how often the smears. But you know what? Just because you've been told the next 5 years, if you feel that something doesn't feel right, or you feel that you would want one, get it arranged. Get it arranged. I feel it's important that we do go for these tests, our smears, our mammograms, all these things, our health checks. We need to go, particularly if we're not checking ourselves. I check my blood pressure probably every other day. I check my blood pressure, and I can check my blood sugar levels as well because I've got the equipment at home. That's part of my job that I do. So I got the equipment at home, but we can go and arrange to get it done. We can go to the pharmacist now to get your blood pressure checked as well. They do it for free. I'm going to try with numbing for the... Thanks for the... Oh, okay. You see, love people just chatting in the in the live. I have a huge issue getting testosterone prescribed, even though. Yeah, and you shouldn't. This is the thing. You shouldn't have to be going private to get it. You see. Again, remember, if you're going to a GP and they're saying no, or you don't feel like you're being heard and understood, get a second opinion. Get a second opinion. Shouldn't have to be so. Exactly, you're right. Absolutely, I agree with you. Shouldn't have to be such hard work. Because sometimes it just drains your energy, right? That's why I walked away from my GP after the third time. And as I always share that, my GP, I don't even feel on my notes at my GP that I am actually have navigated through perimenopause, menopause, and I'm in postmenopause. I don't think it's written in my notes because I walked away. I must go and check my notes actually. You are able to go and just ask your GP that you want to see your notes. And they're going to give you your notes in a quiet room to go through your notes. I've done that probably twice in my lifetime so far. I think I need to go and see it again just to check. I know you got the information now. You got all these apps and everything, but sometimes not everything's on there. But you are entitled to go and ask to see your notes. No, it shouldn't have to be such hard work. Yeah, you're right. You're right. And it's draining because when you get in that, when you're going, you're expecting that they're listening to you and they're going to do the right thing by you. But when when it feels hard work, you feel drained and actually you just feel to yourself, do you know what? I can't be bothered. But you have to be bothered. Your health is wealth, Health is wealth. They just accept us to go private like we have the money. Some people do go private, and I know I've got private healthcare, and I think it's something like, and this is it, you've got to have the money for it, right? But for me, I just feel that I need to invest in my health. That's what I need to do. I don't smoke, I don't drink, so I just said, right, I have to make that time. I have to make that provision to have that. And how do I use it? Sometimes I do. I go to my GP, but if I cannot get an appointment, I will just go online and book an appointment. I guarantee you I can get an appointment tomorrow. With the GP, it doesn't work like that. So there are some benefits, but you're very right. You got to have the money to do that. You're right. You're welcome. Okay, thank you. See, I'm just getting to the notes now, way behind. I don't know if you're still here. Yeah, I've got a thing about pronouncing people's names correctly. I've just got a thing about it. To me, your name is your identity, and it deserves to be pronounced correctly. It really does. Yeah, we're talking menopause. Absolutely talking menopause. Thank you for sharing the live. Miles May, thank you for sharing the live. Appreciate that. I rang the hospital every week on the emergency list for the. Oh my. See, you should, and this is a lot. You shouldn't even have to be doing that. But you know what? Sometimes we do. We do have to kind of have that stalkerish behavior to get what we need, right? Be on them all the time until we get what we need. My period stopped for months and it started again this week before I thought it was. Oh, okay. So if your cycle has stopped for months and it's now started again, has this happened before or is the first time this has happened? Because it could be that you are perimenopause. But as I said, let's not just accept that it is that. If you are concerned, go and speak to your GP. I'm still just making it. Oh, have one on me. I had my ginger and peppermint Peppermint and ginger. I like drinking peppermint and ginger. I had that already this morning. I'm just drinking some water now. I like to drink my pint of water. See, I have to drink off screen just because I got told off the other day when I was on live that I'm drinking the thing. It's probably because I said cheers, you know. I'd probably, when I look back at it. I never do that in my life. I do that every year. What do you do every year? Oh, every 3 years. Yeah, I'm with you now. I'm with you. Every 3 years. Now it's changed to 5. I do believe that it has. Once you get to a certain age, I think they do. Because I remember being told after my last one, you don't have to do it for another 5 years. But as I said, if something is not feeling right, just go. Oh, on a Sunday. Oh, yeah. I mean, I haven't worked on a Sunday for quite some while, but sometimes I'm working. Yeah, I don't mind coming on a Sunday for a few hours. I'm going to mine tomorrow. Oh, good luck, Natalie. Everything will be fine. You know what? I just feel that as women, if we're not going to our smears and if we're not going to our mammograms, if we're not taking, one time I got a letter through the post and it asked me to do bowel screening, and I got one through the post and then my husband got one and he said, I'm not going to do that. I said, well, I'm doing it. And he ended up doing it. Hear the joke. He ended up doing it and got called into hospital. So you see, anytime these free screenings are happening, why are we not getting it done? Because if we don't get them done, what will happen is they'll start just taking away those services because we're not utilising them. No, listen, any screening, I'm going for it. Yeah, I'll think about that. Definitely make the Sundays. I didn't know who was going to be around today, but yeah, definitely think about the Sundays. Having a little catch up on a Sunday as well. NHS. Yeah, they are on the NHS app. But do you know what I notice about our notes? Because I've got the notes on the NHS app. They're not even to the extent that they are in your notes that they have at the surgery. That's why I like, 'cause sometimes they just do a little bit. So just to ensure that they marry up. Chatting about... Yeah, we are talking about menopause. We're talking about life. We're talking about having the right care around our health and well-being. That's what we're talking about, everything. User 787. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the community. It's the first time. Okay. So what I would suggest you do, I'm hoping you're still here. What I would suggest you do, if you haven't done already, is start tracking that. So you know that you're obviously tracking it because you've mentioned that it's happened a few months that you haven't had a cycle and now you've all of a sudden. Keep that information in your phone or in your journals, however you want to document it, on the calendar, wherever, and just keep an eye on it. So now the cycle has come back. Just track it. How long is it back for? Is it lighter? Is it heavier? Is it different from what you would normally be used to? Everything. Jot it down. And then when you do if you do go and speak to your GP about it, then you can have that information there. But you know what? Off the top of I can say that, yeah, it sounds like perimenopause. Because perimenopause, your menstrual cycles become what I call erratic or irregular menstrual cycles. They start moving differently. Yeah, they're not what you normally have. So it does sound like that. But as I said, if your gut feeling is saying something different, go and speak to your GP. You can see it on the NHS. Yeah. Your MOT. Yeah, listen, we all need, your cars need, those of you who drive, you take your car for MOT every year, right? Why wouldn't you get your body MOT'd every year? Just ensure, just have those conversations with someone. Ensure that your blood pressure's good, your blood sugar levels are good. You know, this is, health is wealth. Yeah, it's, do you know what, Princess Peach? It's different for everyone. It's different for everyone. And this is why tracking it to see. I remember when I was 42 when my perimenopause kicked in. And I knew it was perimenopause because I started experiencing, the one of the symptoms that I started experiencing first was night sweats. The night sweats were aggressive. They were so bad that I would get up in the middle of the night, and this was regular, in the middle of the night to change my bedding, to change my bedclothes. That's how bad they were. And that's why I went to the GP at the age of 42. And my GP said, no, you're too young. Because they were looking at the standard 45 to 55. It's different for everyone. Absolutely different for everyone. And like someone said earlier on, the menopause can be induced by things like, surgery. It can be induced if you have hysterectomy, whether that's a partial or full hysterectomy. It can be induced by radiotherapy, chemotherapy. It can. So I knew it was that, but I was sent away. And then the second time I went back, the night sweats invited the hot flushes. So I kind of thought, no, this doesn't feel right. And yet I still was sent away. And it was the third time that I went that I was more confident to be a better advocate for myself. I put my foot down and said, I need a blood test. So I had the blood test, but unfortunately the blood test came back showing that my hormone levels were normal. And it was at that time that I just thought, you know what? I can't be dealing with this. That was just too much for me. And I just walked away, and then I just went and just done some research, just educated myself a bit better and understanding what my body's going through. And that's when I just decided to go and study. And that's when I became a menopause practitioner. And that's what I did. That's what I chose to do. I started menopause at 38 and I'm still having symptoms. I don't know why it started this early. Hi, DJ. It's different for everyone. It's absolutely different for everyone. The youngest person we've got in the community, I believe, is 28 in the community that is navigating through this. And there are some women, I can't remember if they're in the community or in the groups that I facilitate, that they're in their 60s, mid 60s, and they're still having menstrual cycles. Everyone's body is different. But as I said, if you're concerned about something, DJ, go and speak to your GP. And I'm hoping that your GP is for you and they'll listen to you. Go and definitely speak to your GP. Okay, back where I was. So as soon as I let go of the chat, it just scrolls back up. So, yeah, I know, Anne-Marie. I know. And this is why I just make it a rule that before I go, I have in my phone, I have notes specifically. And you know what? The moment I go into the GP will come out for me and I'll follow the GP. Good morning or good afternoon. And as soon as I sit down, this is what I'm here for. I don't wait for them to say, how can I help you? No, this is what I'm here for. I find that I'm a better advocate for myself now. And if I disagree with what they're saying, I will tell them, I actually disagree with you because of this. Yeah, I remember going to the GP once, and a different GP again. I went to the GP because I was having a bit of chest pains. And I was slightly concerned. Chest pains is not a thing that, you want to take lightly. So I went to the GP and I said to the GP, I've been having chest pains, I've been explaining what I've been feeling, how I've been feeling, and I'm concerned. And the GP turned around and she said to me, well, it's not a heart attack because heart attacks happen all of a sudden. And I said to her, well, actually, Sometimes they don't happen all of a sudden. Research shows that you can have it, have symptoms for 4 weeks to the lead up of it. She looked at me and sent me straight to the hospital. This is what I'm saying. That's a GP. So sometimes when you challenge them, you get a better care. And I know we shouldn't have to be challenging GPs. We shouldn't have to be, because we see them as the experts. But I'm saying what you've read in your book, in your textbook, may not necessarily be me. Everyone is different. So sometimes we have to challenge. Right, I think I'm back where I am on the comments. Welcome everyone. We are just here having a chit chat about the menopause, about life. Our life is menopause, right? Our life is menopause. So if you've got any questions, if you want to just chat with other people in the live, feel free. This is not a usual live. This is not a regular live. I've just come on because I had some time this morning. When you normally hear on a Wednesday at 8 p.m. British Summer Time. And those of you who don't know me, I'm Jackie. Pleased to meet you. How do you cope with nights? Oh, do you know, Shabs, my night sweats. I know exactly what exasperates my night sweats. So don't get me wrong, I am experiencing night sweats because of this weather. I notice that, you see, if I have anything sweet, recently I've been having some chocolate. And you know what? It's come back to kick me in the backside, because my night sweats are more aggressive when I have a bit of chocolate. So I need to stop having chocolate, and then I won't have any night sweats. Like, that's aggressive like that. So for me, what I was taking, and I'm on a pause at the moment. I like to take things and then have a break in between. I was taking my evening primrose with starflower oil and also my magnesium glycinate before I was going to bed. And then I changed it up slightly and started taking it in the morning on an empty stomach, because I found that it worked better for me. I just decided to switch it up. But yeah, as I said, I'm on a pause with that at the moment. But I drink a lot of herbal teas like soursop tea. I do take moringa seeds, although I'm on a pause with those as well. I do take, but I have been cooking with some moringa powder, actually. I found some moringa powder in the cupboard and I thought, I'm going to put it in with the cooking. So moringa powder or seeds. And what else do I have? And that's it. That's what I do. But I do notice that whatever I eat will have an impact on my night sweats and my hot flushes. If I have a really hot shower, I'm going to have some serious hot flushes. Hey, Set Free, thank you for joining the live afternoon. Yeah, it's been a long time. How are you? I'm well, thank you. Yeah, and this is the thing, you know, this journey that we are navigating through, that you have to kind of test things out, this trial and error. And I feel that this is why I always say, be kind to yourself. At this time of our lives, when we're navigating through this time, being a good advocate for ourselves, being kind to ourselves, being compassionate, not putting pressure on ourselves is so important, because this journey can feel overwhelming sometimes. Because let's be real, we're trying to figure out what's going on for us. What is going on for us? Because all these symptoms are coming in, and why are they coming in? When we look at our hormones, exactly, our hormones, right? Because they're starting to decline, they are switching up. We're getting older, we're getting more graceful. I shouldn't like the word older, we're getting more graceful. Our hormones are treating us differently. And this is what we need to be doing. Sometimes we need to stop and pause and look at what we've been doing before we started navigating through this journey, and actually say to ourselves, what we used to do isn't working for us now. And we need to switch things up. And me personally, I found changing the way I eat has made a huge difference on these symptoms that I'm experiencing. And moving more. That's what I found. And many other people have said the same thing. They found that when they've changed. And you know what? You said that you need to remove carbs. You will do it at your own pace. This is a journey that it's great you've identified that. I still eat carbs. I love my potatoes. I like pasta. Every once in a while I will eat it. You know what's right for you. You will do it at your own pace. But it's good that you're recognizing that's something you need to do. At the end of the day, we're going to do what's right for us, isn't it? We're going to do what's right for us. And that's what we need to do. Yeah, it can do. Palpitations, pains in your chest. But what I would say to you that always get it checked out. Just because I have a list of over 120 symptoms that can be related to menopause, perimenopause, menopause, postmenopause, it doesn't mean that I'm going to accept that that's what it is. So I use that as a guide. And actually, can my migraine be to do with my postmenopause? Yes, it could. But if it's there consistently, it's not normal. And I'm not about to normalize these symptoms. So this is where I'm going to go and see a GP. Hopefully a GP that is, on my side, and get things investigated. Hey, Claire. I didn't even know you was here. Hey, Claire. Claire is one. I'm chatting away. I'm not even noticing what's going on, how many people are in the room. But welcome, everyone. Hey, Miss Russell, how are you? I'm on a sugar detox, 11 days. Yay! Have you noticed the difference with the sugar detox? I'm telling you, you know what? When I did my sugar detox, I would always recommend, if someone's doing a detox of sugar, not to do it just like that. Slowly do it. Do it at a slow pace. But me, I did it. I was hardcore. I just stopped it just like that. But I would never recommend anyone to do it just like that. Just slowly wean yourself off the sugar. But yeah, I noticed that. What I notice now, I've weaned myself off sugar years ago. What I notice now, when I have something and it's sweet. So I went out to meet a girlfriend the other day for a catch up, and I got a hot chocolate. And I forgot to ask the question, can I have it with oat milk? And I had cow's milk. Oh my goodness me. Anyway, that's another story. And they asked me if I wanted sugar, and I said, no, I don't have sugar. This hot chocolate was sweet. And I noticed that things that I would have had years ago, that it was, oh, this is nice. It's too sweet for me. Absolutely too sweet. My mum recommends sleeping with a large Egyptian husband. Oh yeah, the 100% Egyptian cotton. Whatever works for you, absolutely. Someone in the community, when I did a live last week or the week before, mentioned about the hot water bottles and filling it up with water, put it in the freezer, and then using that. And I did try it. I tried it for about 2 or 3 nights, and the novelty wore off very quickly. Because during the night, I'm putting my feet on it, and it just didn't work for me. But yeah, it was a good idea. Hey, Lynn, how are you? Taking out carbs for my diet. I have lost 2 stone and all my... Hey! And I hope you've celebrated that. Well done to you. I hope you celebrated it. Sometimes, when we're doing things and we've achieved something and it's working for us, we don't pause to celebrate. And we have to pause and celebrate and acknowledge ourselves that, you know what? We've done something great for ourselves. Absolutely. Well done to you. Used to sweat so bad, but it stopped. Yeah, listen, the sweating is real, isn't it? Sometimes when I'm training, because I train first aid, right? I teach people life-saving skills. And listen, sometimes when I'm talking to the learners, the audience that I have, and I'm busting a sweat to the point where it's just dripping down like this. Listen, it's real. The sweats are real. I just have to say, excuse me, I just mop up the sweat because that's all I can do in that moment, right? You're welcome. It's nice. Everyone's connecting. Chat with each other as well. I'll keep out of your conversation. What have I done? Okay. The night and morning cultural spikes are horrendous. And it can happen, Miss Russell. I'm telling you. It's real. Why are we talking about menopause? Because we can. We're going to keep on talking about menopause. This is not something that we are embarrassed about. We're not ashamed to talk about it. This is a natural transition that we go through. And it's not something to be ashamed of. And why are we not talking about it? Because you know what? The more we talk about it, the more support there'll be for us. That's what I feel. The more we talk about it, the more support there will be for us. You will remove the carbs when you're ready. Slowly do that. Hot flushes are calmer in the winter for me. Okay, the hot weather can absolutely exasperate. It absolutely can exasperate. Unserious. Finally a space to sweat. Oh, thank you. We are here every Wednesday at 8 p.m. British Summer Time. That's our scheduled lives. But today I had some time. I'm just having my alone time. And I got my ironing done this morning and I thought, let me just go on and let's just talk about life. And we're talking about life and menopause. So this is not a scheduled live. This is an impromptu live. But happy for you to be here. If anyone is not part of the community already and they'd like to be part of the community, just follow. Every Wednesday. Thank you very much for the roses, Tracy. I appreciate that. Just follow. UN serious? Is it UN? Unserious? Unserious. Thank you for the follow and welcome to the community. Those of you who have followed and welcome to the community. If I've missed you, I have not done that deliberately. Hold on a sec. See, I'm out here moving different. Before I had my water and I was just drinking it. And then the last time I was on a live, I got violated for drinking. I think it's because I said cheers while I had the glass in my hand, to be honest with you. Hi, Denise. I had my first real bad hot flush last night. It was horrible. I'm sorry to hear that. Hot flushes, and I hope it gets better. Hot flushes can last anything from 3 seconds to 10 minutes. 10 minutes of a hot flush. Lord, listen, I can't even bear to think about that. 10 minutes of a hot flush. I know some women have explained a hot flush. How do you explain a hot flush? For me, when I'm having a hot flush, it feels like that. Okay, say this is my brain. It feels like someone has got something and covered my brain like that. And it feels like it's being squeezed. Not squeezed hard, but squeezed like a hug. And then I feel all fuzzy. And then I have my hot flush. That's how my hot flushes come. Now, I know some people explain their hot flushes completely differently. Remember, we are all very different. So this is what this platform is for. We can scream and shout about our menopause journey because you're definitely going to be heard and you're definitely going to be understood here. We don't judge in this community. We don't judge. And if you don't know about the menopause and you are navigating through it and you didn't know, then it's fine. This is why we're here. We are here to educate each other about the menopause because everyone is going to experience it differently. So there's no judgment here. If you want to ask a question, feel free and ask a question. Hey, Claire. Some advice on supplements. Okay, on supplements to help with hot flushes. All right. Hot flushes. Denise, we have got in the community a list that I can send to you. All I need is your email address. Please don't put it in this chat. Please DM me afterwards and I can send it to you. But there are going to be things off the top of my head that can help with hot flushes. Let me think, because I don't want to give you the wrong thing. Hot flushes. I think there was ginseng, was there? Also, magnesium glycinate. Magnesium helps as well. There are different magnesiums as well. Oh, welcome, Denise. Welcome. But I can send you over the list of, I've got lists of supplements. I've got lists of herbs and spices. I've got lists of foods. And again, when I send the list, they're not for you to say, okay, this is what I need to do. They are there for guidance. They're there to just give you some information, raise awareness, and then you can make the decision about what you would like to use. Okay. But as I always say to everyone, if you are on any medication or you have any existing health conditions, please go and check if it's okay to take those things. Hi, Lynn, how are you? I didn't know if you wanted to come up. I just saw this accept come up. How are you, Lynn? How are you?
Hello. Do you want some advice on hot flushes? Because I've got a few things I can suggest.
Go ahead.
So sage is really good. If you go into
Yep.
sort of places like Harn and Barrett, there's a whole massive section of stuff to do with everything to do with menopause. But this is what I personally take.
Yeah.
I bought it from Amazon, but it's like a menopause gummy.
Oh,
And it's
yeah.
got so many things in it, it's untrue. It's got sage, it's got black cohosh, it's got red clover. All of these products are there, which kill off, I think about 99% of symptoms. Brain fog, it helps a little bit because there's ashwagandha in there and lion's mane as well. Ashwagandha's for calming,
Yeah.
lion's mane's for clarity with your brain, gives you a little bit of focus back. So the combination together really, really works. Black cohosh on its own will cover 99% of symptoms. The only reason it's 99% is because everybody's different. What you have and what I have are completely different. I've actually got rid of most of my symptoms. The only thing I struggled with the last few months was restless leg, but my magnesium glutamate has got rid of that. Stabbing pains in the night where you have to sleep on it so it goes numb basically.
Yeah.
There are stuffs that you can buy for restless leg. It's in the vitamin C section. It's called quercetin. Quercetin, something like that. But it's that's a really good one because obviously it's vitamin C, so it's putting vitamin C back into your system.
Yeah.
With my weight loss, I decided to go keto. Within a month of keto, because a lot of people say, oh, I've gone on a sugar diet, I've lost a stone in a week. Well, you will do because you're
Yeah.
losing all your water and inflammation first. I
Yeah.
will never ever go back to eating carbs. Sometimes I have a carb and then I feel incredibly guilty because the next day my stomach is swollen. So it's telling me that those things were doing the things that they were doing. So
Yeah.
now I've taken it away. I have 130 grams of protein a day. So my macros are 130 grams of protein. It all depends what your deficit's in. 30 grams of fibre to keep everything moving. But obviously I need to have fibre because a lot of fibre comes from carbs.
Yeah.
I prioritise fats as well. So the fats are the same as my carbs. 120 grams. I could have 120 grams of carbs, but I choose not to. I have 30 grams of carbs, no more.
Yeah.
So that keeps me in ketosis. And what keto does with a normal diet, sorry, I'm going to waffle because I've really got to get this out because I think sometimes it just takes someone to say, look, I'm not trying to tell people what to do, but this is how it's worked for me. And if you're consistent, consistency works. It really does. So there you go. I'm losing my train of thought now.
That's all right.
Menopause. So what I did, God, what was I talking about? Yeah, so with eating carbs, your body's taking in sugar. Sugar, sugar, sugar. And the body needs sugar. it goes around the body. It uses it for energy. A lot of it you can burn up. If you don't exercise, that sugar turns into visceral fat. So this is what we all have around our body: fat that's around all the organs. Visceral fat that is caused by eating. The only way you can put weight on is to overeat your calories. The only way you can lose weight is to undereat your calories. So if you're in a deficit, you choose which way you want to go. When you go into ketosis, when you stop carbs, your body naturally works out that, oh my God, I haven't got carbs. What am I going to use for energy? Right, I'm going to take protein. I'm going to use that. I'm going to use your fiber. I'm going to use your fats. And you lose weight because your body will burn that naturally and there's nothing left. Whereas carbs, if you don't burn your carbs off throughout the day, you hold on to it with water. You hold on to it with inflammation. So it's worked for me where I'm consistent. I exercise every day. I do 10,000 steps a day. Exercise doesn't make you lose weight. Exercise will help you tone up. And because I've got I'm starting to get loose skin, which I'm really worried about. So I do weight training. But that's because I don't want to have loose skin all over my body. This has taken me 3 years to lose, I think 6 stone now I've lost. But
congratulations.
It's whether you in that frame of mind to think, right, I can cut out sugar. I can have carbs if I want, but I don't want to, because as soon as I took that away, my head became clearer. My joints stopped hurting. All the water weight disappeared. I don't feel sluggish. I now have energy to exercise. So it's a lifestyle style choice. It's not a diet at the end of the day. If you say diet, then you can break your diet. You can start again. If you say lifestyle choice, then you're going to do it for the rest of your life. I take creatine every day. I can take creatine every juice I drink, because creatine builds your brain back up. Like, I feel like I've got a little bit more mental clarity. I'm going through stages where my doctor's trying to give me testosterone. But I'm trying to improve it myself by just basically what I'm putting into my body.
Yeah.
And what you could eat 20 years ago, your body cannot handle that anymore. Because like you just said about sugar, if I have a hot chocolate after being on keto for 6 months now, I can't stand it because it's so powerfully sweet. And that's before they put sugars in. So if you're willing to do it, it's going to change for you. If you're not willing to you're not ready for that, just don't push yourself into just not having carbs. Just decide one day, right, I'm going to start tracking what I eat. And even if you're having 150 grams of carbs a day, just half it and see how you go. Just give yourself a treat. Just don't do it like full pelt, because then what you'll do every weekend is you go, all right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a carb now. I'm going to start again Monday. And that's really, really bad habits. If you just cut your habits into half and see how you go, and don't allow yourself to have everything, then you'll keep going, because you're not thinking, oh God, I need a packet of, well, not crisps and stuff, but oh, I need some chocolate. I need this. If I want chocolate, I'll have Greek yogurt with sugar-free skinny syrup, which is 0 calories, and some berries. And I get a granola bar, which is a skinny bar, which is 5 carbs, and I crush it up like granola. That's my sweet.
Yeah.
If I want savoury, I'll have a pork scratching, because they're no carbs as well. So you just got to look. I know it's incredibly boring, this diet, and I hate it. But when you see the results, that's what pushes me every day. Sorry, I was starting off with supplements, but I got so excited.
No, it's fine. And it's nice that you've come up and shared your journey, right?
Yeah.
Because remember, you've already highlighted that one size doesn't fit all. Everyone's got to do what they feel is right for them. And when people are doing certain things, if people are still eating carbs and they enjoying carbs, then maybe they can look at reducing or whatever.
Yeah.
That it is a journey that you have to make a decision for yourself.
It is, yeah. But it's not the end of the world if you decide one day you're not going to eat all these things, because you can have them. You can have them, but just everything in moderation. If you're going to eat what you want and you're not going to exercise it, that's where the fat lies.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
There's absolutely no way in the world exercise gets rid of fat. The only thing that gets rid of fat is the calories that you lose. Like my deficit's 2,000 calories. I have 1,500 a day.
Yeah.
So that means I'm in a 500 calorie deficit. So that's £1 a week. and I'm
Mm.
consistently losing a pound a week, and I'm happy with that.
Yeah, your
But
deficit will help.
it's calories in, calories out. That's the only way it works. But
Yeah.
toning and exercising makes you feel better about yourself. I do find exercising boring
Mm.
because my husband
It's
won't
not.
do it
It's
with
not.
me.
It's not for everyone. It's not for
No,
everyone,
no.
and this is why it's so important that part of this journey. Although I say to everyone, you're not alone. Part of the journey is very much you need to go it alone to find out what is right
Yeah,
for you. No one can tell you what is right for you. It's fantastic that we share how what's working for us, and people can pick up tips along the way. But I will say and echo again that anything you've heard, anything you do hear in the community, if you are on any medication or you have any existing health conditions, before you go and try it, go and speak to a GP, even if it's a
100%.
pharmacy, because sometimes medication won't mix with certain things, or your health conditions may be exacerbated if you start taking things just like that. So please go and check that out before deciding to take anything if you're in that position. But
Yeah, because go on,
thank you very much for coming up and
no
saying
problem.
your piece, and it's fantastic, and it's good to see you again today.
And you?
Yeah, but keep up the good work. Keep up the good work, because whatever you're doing is working for you, and that's fantastic.
Yeah, when people used to come in talking about it, there was a lot of people we couldn't advise with, like if you've got
Mm,
obviously diabetes and stuff like that. So it is best to ask because
yeah,
you could be just lacking in vitamin D and you don't even know, or
yeah,
B12. A lot of people are quite deficient in B vitamins, and that will
yeah,
make you feel if it makes you feel like you've got flu.
yeah,
So just asking a doctor, can you do a blood test to see if I've got any deficiencies? They'll do it for you. They should do it. I've had one. I've had two in the last 2 months just to see if I can have testosterone, and they
yeah,
did 14 blood counts twice, just to
yeah.
see what's missing in my body, and it come up that I was deficient in B12.
Mm,
So it's a good thing because that's your starter, isn't it? Like to find out what your
absolutely.
body's lacking
Yeah,
and then put that into your diet. And
yeah,
that's what I'm doing. I don't. The next person doesn't want to do that. That's absolutely fine. It's working for me. But look at your body. Look what you're putting into it, and think a lot of the times when you feel the way you do, it's because of what you're eating and what your
absolutely.
lifestyle's like. So
Yeah,
a fine little tweak to your lifestyle, just change a few things up, and it can improve you because as soon as you start taking sugars away, because sugars are
mm,
poison at the end of the day, they were given to us years and years ago for people to go in to work in the coal mines and give them energy to do their job. It's not good for you. It is good for energy, but it's not good for your body because as soon as you take it away, your body starts thinking, oh, where's this inflammation gone? Oh,
yeah,
where's this water weight gone? It will leave the body because the body's, and also I don't crave it either because
yeah,
I'm satisfied with protein and my protein keeps me full. So I don't think, oh God, what can I have that's not naughty? And I don't do that anymore. And before I was binging, laying
yeah.
in bed all day. So I've just completely switched myself around.
I think one of the things that I take away from, and I'll share with the community from what you've been saying, is, sometimes we learn things and it's fine. We learn. Sometimes we need to pause and recognize that it's no longer working for us, and we need to unlearn it and relearn something different. And it's okay to do that.
Yeah,
It's
because
okay to do that.
menopause it's not the end of the world. It's just a complete reinvention of yourself. You're
Yeah, it's
not going to
about
come
getting
out
to
of the other
know.
side the same person. You're not going to be this yes person anymore. You're not going to let people walk all over you and you're not going to let things get you down. You're going to be a new version of yourself. Because I'm
Yeah,
coming through that side
absolutely.
now where I'm no longer a doormat. I will do anything for anybody at work. I will do anything for anyone. But now I'm
Yeah,
starting to stick up for myself
yeah,
and say, actually, you know what? I'm doing my job, but you can also do this. And
yeah,
it's lin lin
absolutely.
lin 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 all the time because I know what I'm doing. But I've started thinking to myself, no, actually, I'm not a yes. I am a yes person. I am, but
Yeah,
not anymore. Not
yeah.
anymore. You're not going to see that
Good for
side of me.
you.
You come through stronger. I think
Yeah,
when your symptoms start
definitely.
to dwindle, you come through a little bit stronger, and it does
Yeah,
get better. So if anyone's going through it, I've had 15 years of it, but the person I am today, is the strongest person I've ever been in my life.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's you've just got to ride that wave for a little bit longer, and just
Yeah.
find ways to help yourself, and
Yeah.
not try not to feel down about it, because it can get better. It will get better. It will. It really will.
Yeah. No,
It's
thank you,
just
Lynn.
that's all right. You're
Thank you very
welcome.
much for coming up and
You're
saying
very
that. And
welcome.
you know what? I'm just reading some of the comments. And Miss Russell has mentioned about sometimes it's about being kind for yourself. For me, part of this, I keep talking about my soft life and posting about it as well. How I am living now, how I'm choosing to live now, in terms of like not putting pressure on myself, not saying no a lot more, because we do tend to say yes, I'll do that, and then put ourselves in a position where we're struck, trying to do five things at once. Every day I will get up and say, there's one thing I need to achieve today, and that is the one thing. If I do any more, then it's fine. So this soft life approach, I have noticed since having this soft life approach, my symptoms are a lot more calmer on me, because I'm a lot kinder to myself. And this is what Miss Russell has just mentioned in the comments, that being kinder to yourself, you know what? Sometimes it does treat you differently. So everyone's going to have a different experience. We're going to keep on continuing to speak our truth. We're going to continue to keep speaking about it, because we can, and sharing our journeys, because sharing our journeys is so important, particularly with everyone else that is going to navigate through this journey or about to navigate, because it can be a light bulb moment for many people. Yeah, but I will go back and say again, if we are hearing anything that we are interested in, go and do your research also. Please don't take everyone's word for it, because you need to do your research as well and ask the right questions, right? Lynn mentioned about asking the right questions to GPs, consultants. We need to ask those right questions and not just accept that this is happening and this is what I want you to do. Actually, if you don't feel like doing that, or you don't feel comfortable doing it, confident doing it, then we're going to ask the right questions. Okay, it's about getting the right care around yourself, the right team around this journey. Yeah. So
Have a list of your symptoms, like ones that hurt you the most. If
absolutely.
you've got 20 symptoms, the ones that plague you daily are the ones that they need to listen to. And if they don't listen, go back again,
Go and speak to
because
somebody
you
else.
know your own body. You know something's
Absolutely.
wrong. You feel something's wrong. You feel something's different. They can't see that. It's your body.
Yeah.
So if you don't think that they've treated you in the right way, go fight for it. Be a nuisance.
Yeah.
Fight for it, because in the end, you'll get what you want. And it's not always
Yeah.
about HRT. It's about being listened to, being listened to in the first place. Some people can't take it for illness purposes, or if they've got had cancer and stuff like that. So it's not always about supplements. It's not always about medication. Self love is the first thing. What you're putting in your body
Absolutely.
is the second thing, and being
Mm,
listened to by a doctor who haven't been trained. Unfortunately, they get one piece of paper. My brother-in-law's a doctor. He had an A4 piece of paper, and when they
mm,
type in symptoms into their computer, it tells them what to give you. So they're not even really trained medically on what to give you to help.
mm,
And just because I say, oh, my symptoms, brain fog is really, really bad. Oh, right. They're not going to up my estrogen because of that, because my estrogen could be
mm.
perfectly fine where it is. And giving you more doesn't necessarily mean that's going to work. They have to look, because that's when people go to bioidentical, they measure everything, where your
Mm,
testosterone is, where your estrogen is, where your cortisol is, every hormone, not just your baby making ones, but all over the body. Dopamine, they make sure that everything's where it should be, and then they give you medication based on what's missing.
yeah.
Doctors don't do that. Here's some progesterone, here's some estrogen, have a little bit of testosterone, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you need it in that combination on what you're taking.
Mm,
So, food first. That's the most important thing, what you're putting into your body. And then if you can take supplements around medication, then great. The most important things for supplements, collagen's really important, because we lose collagen at 1%
mm,
per year.
yeah.
And when we get into our 30s, so you've got to think, by the time you're in your 60s, 70s, you've lost half of your collagen.
Yeah.
you need to take creatine, because creatine will help you. If you are going to exercise, it will build your muscle. It will build your brain as well. Really good for gut balance. So that's a really good one. Vitamin D, because we all need D. We're all deficient in D. The whole world is deficient in D. No one isn't. No one isn't. Everyone needs it because it's a sunshine medication. Between October and April, we don't have it. We don't have
Yeah,
sun. So we need that. And that's feeding your brain, your immune system, your gut, your bones, your skin, everything.
yeah.
A probiotic to help with your gut, because obviously you get gut changes as you get older. So that's really good. I take a menopause gummy, which has got everything in it: sage, ashwagandha, lion's mane, black cohosh, red clover, all the things that help with all the symptoms you get,
Mm.
all around the
Um,
body.
Lynn, sorry, I'm going to stop you there because I've got Unserious come up and
Okay.
to speak, but also you popped some of these things in the chat as well. I saw, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much.
You're very
If you
welcome.
can pop it in the chat, that will be helpful for many other people as well. So
No
thank
problem.
you.
No
Thank
problem.
you.
All right. Take care.
Bye. Unserious, how are you?
I'm wonderful. Happy Sunday to you and your crowd.
And to
Thank you
you
for opening
too.
up this space. I'm happy I've come across you today. I appreciate you already. So
Oh,
thank you
thank
so
you.
much. I just wanted to add something to the conversation, if that's okay.
Yeah, of course.
Um, I'm going to tell a bit of a story, but I'm saying it because I'm hoping it will put a advocation out there, if that's
Okay.
okay to you.
Yeah.
So my aunt, who was, she's 63 now.
Mm.
So she's been in that menopause journey for a while. And she kept going to the doctors to say that she was getting headaches.
Hmm.
And they kept telling her it's the menopause, it's the menopause. Like, don't worry, it's the menopause. Unfortunately, she has now been diagnosed with the most aggressive brain C.
Oh gosh.
So we are now just working with keeping her
Sorry to
comfortable
hear that.
until the time comes. And I say that because I think it's very easy, especially with women, for us to be either misdiagnosed or sent away. I think
Yeah.
it's a conversation all by itself.
Yeah.
But I wanted to put that out there because not only did she go to the doctors and they kept just telling her it's just because of your menopause, your body's changing, da 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 da. She then went to get the glasses because she started to realize that she was suffering with seeing. And then
Hmm.
when she went to get the glasses, can you imagine? That's when they did that scan through her eye. You know, when you sit on that little
Yeah.
machine and do that, and that's when they saw the mass in her brain.
Wow. I'm
So
sorry to hear
I'm
that.
just putting it out there because I don't want any other woman to have to go through that. They
Yeah.
always feel that what we're screaming out is it's nothing. It's nothing. Just go home, sort it out, and take a pill. Please don't. Please push. Please get second opinions. Please don't leave yourself hanging like that. You've still got a life, a beautiful life to have, even though we're changing. So please don't do
Yeah.
that. So I just wanted to put that out there. And also with herbs and stuff like that, my auntie's a holistic herbalist.
Mm.
And you know what? Sometimes we do rush to go and do the herbs and stuff, but actually sometimes we start taking too much. And we
Hmm.
then end up starting to I think I started taking too much magnesium and too much cortisol because one pack had 100 grams, another pack had 20 grams. But before I take all of them all day, I'm doing over 300 grams of magnesium and
Yeah.
iodine. So even when you do go and look at your supplements, ladies, please make sure you pay attention to the amounts and how
Hmm.
clean they are as well, because that is definitely as important. I just wanted to shed that and share some love. So
Thank you
thank you.
very much. That is, again, it's really good that you come up, and sorry to hear about your aunt. And thank you for sharing that because that couldn't have been easy. And you're right. You know what? Sometimes when we go and rush and buy something, we just pick it up off the shelf without doing our due diligence, without checking what's in it. Because
Yeah,
what is in it sometimes can harm us. Just because we're in a health food store, just because we're in a health store, it doesn't mean everything in that store is healthy. We need to
absolutely.
do our research. And if that means we go away and go and do some more research and then go back before we buy it, then so be it. You know,
And
it's
I
really
wanted
important.
to add something else quickly. Sorry, my
Yeah,
lovely.
yeah.
I'm worried about my reception because I
Okay.
lost you last time and I was really upset.
Oh,
I wanted to add as well. I've realized, well, only of recent. I'm 43, by the way, so I'm in my peri stage,
yeah.
and I wasn't understanding why I was just having so much brain fog. I was forgetting things and all sorts, yeah, and even just my
Mhm.
behaviors mentally. And I've only recently been diagnosed with ADHD. So
Right.
another thing
That's
as
coming
well.
up a lot recently for
Yeah,
many women, you know.
because we mask better. We
Yes.
mask better, so there's not enough studies for us at the moment because we mask so much. There's not even a lot of scientific research to even look at, but we're starting to see that yes, women are so much better at masking, but it's when we're starting to go through perimenopause that it comes out a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I've been diagnosed lately, and I'm telling you, it's been a godsend to how I'm able to manage my mind and just how I'm received in the world. So if that
Yeah.
can also be something for anyone, I really wanted to put that in there too. But thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Thank you very much, and thank you for coming up. And have a blessed day. If you're going to stay on longer, that's fantastic. I'm going to probably be off in the next half an hour, but thanks for coming up, and hopefully we'll see you in the community again.
Oh, for sure, for
Yeah.
sure. You take care, awesome
Yeah.
queen. Thank you.
All
Take
right.
care.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. You know what? Just Lynn coming up and on Sirius coming up, just hearing the truths, you know what? It's going to be a light bulb moment, and we have to push. And remember when I said something earlier on about just because we have a list of symptoms, it doesn't mean we need to accept that that is what it is. This list of symptoms that are related to perimenopause, menopause, and I'm going to throw in postmenopause. Just because we see it on a sheet, it doesn't mean just because we're experiencing that we have to accept it is just that. And you know, when we're going to see our GPs and we feel that something's not right, and we're going back again, and we're still being pushed away and saying no, just go, it's fine, that's what it is. If you do not feel it's right, get a second opinion. You are the expert of your body. I cannot keep saying that enough. Your body, our bodies whisper before it screams at us. And we need to acknowledge the whispers it's giving us. No matter how much, someone said to me the other day, oh, but I can't keep going back to the GP and everything that happened. Why not? Why can you not go back to your GP? Everything that you feel is not right. That's what they're there for. That's what we pay our taxes for. Go to your GP. So we need to listen to our bodies a bit better than we are at the moment. You know what? This book, it's a little companion for you. Some information is in there on the symptoms, and again, it is not to overwhelm. What I love about this book is that you've got people within the community that have sent in their poems, their stories, and it gives you a bit of information about what their journey is like and how they're managing it, right? My device is warming up. So I'm going to just check some messages, some comments. I hope it's been this conversation has been useful to you. Those of you who's joined the live, those of you who are on the For You page listening in, I know sometimes, thank you very much, Queen, for the roses. I know sometimes I sit on people's For You page because I just listen in, and sometimes I don't want to go in. I just want to kind of listen in to see what's going on before I feel that, you know what, this conversation is of value, and I will join the conversation. There are so many people on social media talking about menopause and talking about their truth, and we listen because we're going to, thank you very much, we are going to, you know what, we might have that light bulb moment. But I will say again, and I'm going to always say, when we're hearing all these stories, when we're hearing all these truths from other queens, that what they're navigating through and how things have worked perfectly for them and how things are working for them, this is fantastic news. However, when we are looking at using that same process or those same things that someone else is using, we have to check that it is right for us, right? Particularly if we have got any existing health conditions or we're on any medication. We need to go and do our checks because not everything is for us. Not everything is for us. And you know what? We don't know if it's for us until we actually use it. Lynn mentioned something about being consistent with things. Again, when we're trying something for the first time, document if it's working. Give it some time. Be consistent with it. If it's not working, is it making symptoms worse? Are they making symptoms better? Yeah. And if we're trying two things at once, let's say we're trying, I don't know, ashwagandha and black clover. If we're trying both of them, maybe stagger it and maybe try one first for the first few weeks and then the second one, because sometimes we're not sure, we're unsure about which ones are working for what symptom. And you know what? That's okay, but we need to kind of figure that out and find out what is exactly working for us. Yeah, that's what we need to do. So this journey, Lynn mentioned that it gets better. It can absolutely get better. It's got better for Lynn, it's got better for me, and I'm sure it's got better for many of us in this community. And so I don't want you to give up hope that it will never get better. It does. But you know what? The key thing that came up, what we are eating is absolutely crucial to this journey. Absolutely crucial. What we used to eat years ago and be fine with eating it, our body is saying no more. You got to stop, right? This is what our body's telling us. Remember, when our body is giving us that little twinge, the little thing that is doing that it don't usually do, we need to listen to it because that's a whisper that we need to, stop and listen. So I am going to go. I feel like we've been chatting away, and let me just check some comments actually before I sign off. But let me come here. I'm not usually here on a Sunday. This has been really nice, actually. I'm going to consider coming back on Sundays to have a little chat in the morning. But we're generally here on a Wednesday. That is our live day, our scheduled live on a Wednesday at 8 p.m. British summertime. Those of you who are not part of the community and you'd like to be part of the community, all you need to do is follow on here. And we will be here every Wednesday at 8. I'm going to think about doing a Sunday morning catch up away, because it's been really good. I found it really useful, and I hope everyone else has found it useful, even if it is to connect with others, listening in, finding that light bulb moment, however you've used it. Thank you, Lady G, however you've used this platform. We are here, we're not judging, we're not telling you what to do, we're giving you some potential options. We're giving you the awareness. We are giving you the information so you can take it away and go and do further research on that information. So never turn around and say, well, Jackie said this, but I'm sharing this information and everyone else is sharing. Go and do your due diligence, because one size does not fit all. There is no way I can say to you, to get rid of this symptom, this is what you need to do. You can hear that what other people are doing and it's worked for them. Hopefully it may work for you. But this is a trial and error. This is definitely a trial and error time. And remember, our bodies are forever changing. We will become, like Lynn says, we will become a different woman. We are becoming different women. That's what's happening to us through this journey. But yeah, those things that we have to ask the right questions. We have to be better advocates for ourselves. We have to be kind to ourselves. Treat ourselves better. Step up on our self-love. Because without intentional self-love, there is no way we can be giving ourselves intentional self-care. Doesn't happen. It just is a tick box exercise. And we shouldn't be doing that. Don't we deserve better? Right? We are deserving of it. So let's start doing that today. I'm going to continue to keep you accountable of this self-love anyway. And we need to keep ourselves accountable. Julie TR, thank you for sharing the live, and thank you for the follow, and welcome. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the community. Those of you who I've missed and I haven't mentioned your name, welcome to the community, and thank you for the follow. Those of you who don't know who I am, I'm Jackie. For those of you who missed my name, I am Jackie. We are here every Wednesday at 8 p.m. British summertime. What can we have on our plate in replacement of carbs? My plate is empty. You have a lot of carbs then, Miss Russell. I don't know if you're still here. You know what I've been eating recently. I've been eating a lot of, don't get me wrong, I have carbs every so often, but not as often as I used to. So I will have my salads. I will have, I've been recently trying things like quinoa. Now, when I first tried quinoa, it was horrible. But then one of my friend's husbands cooked it and it was so delicious. And I think it's, sometimes you've got to try things a couple of times before you think, no, I don't like it. So trying alternatives. Do your research. As I said, the community, I have lists upon lists upon lists, information upon information. I am happy to share it with you. Just send me a DM afterwards and I can just send it over. As I said, I need your email to send it over to you. Do not put your email in this chat. Just DM me with your email and I can send it over. I'll send you over as much information as you like. Remember, you're going to have it there as a guide, a basis of your information, and then you can go and do your due diligence. But yeah, I've been having a lot of fish. I eat a lot of salmon and a lot of sea bass, and sometimes you think, oh, eating fish every day, but you know what, I could eat fish every day because you can have it so many different ways. Sometimes I have it with garlic and honey, sometimes I have it with Cajun spices on there. Bearing in mind, I only if I was to take you to my cupboard now, I probably have 5 things in my cupboard that I use as seasonings, because on the Yuka app, it's a good or excellent, and I won't use anything else. But me, I'm the Yuka person. I like to. It's got to be scanned before I put it into my body or on my body. That's how I am. So yeah, it's just changing those little habits. But you know what, as well, something that Lynn mentioned as well. Don't feel you have to change those habits just like that. You're going to take your time. This is your process. This is your journey. You choose at what point you're going to make those changes, if you feel you're even ready to make those changes. Because what you don't want to do is start making a change today and then next week you think, I can't be doing that, and go back to the way that you were doing it before. And actually, you're not happy with that. So it's your journey. You are the captain of your ship, so to speak. You are going to navigate it when you want and as slow or as fast as you want. Okay. We need not to normalize symptoms. Absolutely, Denise, you're right. We need to, and this is what I'm saying, the lists that we have available, let's not normalize it. Just because there is migraines on the list, just because we're having a migraine, don't mean that, yes, it's definitely part of this journey. Go and get it checked out, because it may not be. We've heard that, Unserious has shared information about her aunt, which we appreciate the share. Listen, let's not normalize these symptoms, because they're symptoms as a guide. It may not be a part of it. And if we have that gut feeling, then we're going to go and get it checked out. Okay? Be a better advocate for ourselves. Ask the right questions. Dutch, is it Dutch? Yeah, Dutch. I'm going to call you Dutch. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to all of those who follow today. Thank you for sharing the live, Abby Upjoy. I appreciate it. We are back on Wednesday at 8 p.m. British summertime. I am going to think about having this Sunday morning catch up, because it's been really good. And it's really always refreshing to hear people's journeys. As I said, we're going to keep on speaking our truth, because this is our journey. And only we know what we feel like. Yeah. But tracking our journey, documenting it so we know exactly what is exasperating, if anything's exasperating. Anytime we're thinking of taking anything, how is it working for us? We need to track those things. Yeah, we need to track those things. And again, food diaries are something that I suggest, because sometimes, because life is lifing, we don't recognize how we're eating sometimes. We know we need to fuel our bodies, right? Just like we need to fuel our cars. If we don't fuel it, it won't work. So sometimes, because we're so busy in the moment, rather than checking out what we're eating or how we're eating, we will just eat because we know we need to fuel. So actually carrying out a food diary and jotting down everything that we've consumed over a period of 7 days, if longer we can, and then we can actually look at it because it's written down there in front of you then. Some people think, oh my goodness, I didn't even know, I didn't even realize I ate so many carbs, or I didn't even realize I ate so many processed foods. And then you can make that decision whether you want to do something about it. Yeah, this is your journey. You are navigating your way, the way you, no one can tell you how to do it. Yeah. I don't know how to cope with hot flush. Pure heart. Lynn mentioned some things around things like ashwagandha, the black clover. I have got a list that I'm happy to share with you. It's the community list. So just DM me afterwards and I can send you over that information. So you can just have it there and then you can do your research on top of that, okay? Pineapple Crush, why do women feel embarrassed by it? Do you know what, Pineapple Crush? I don't know if you're still here, but that's a very good question. You know what? I feel it stems from, and people can correct me, if they don't feel that it's that. I feel it stems from that it's a topic that is quite a personal topic. It's something like menstrual cycles, or, if you're having itchy downstairs, it's not something that people will just go and openly talk about it. We are learning to we're learning that we've got a voice, and actually the more we talk about this journey, the better it will be for us, because then the more services are going to be available for us, the appropriate services are going to be available for us. And some women are just embarrassed to talk about it because they feel that it's personal and it's not for someone else to talk about. My journey is my journey, and that's okay. However, I'm going to talk about it. There were plenty of women that will talk about it. It's not a subject. It's like the subject matter of mental health, isn't it? Years ago, people wouldn't openly talk about it. But now people are more warming to that subject matter, and they are openly talking about it now. My mental health isn't right today, and this is where we want menopause to be. Yeah? It's an acceptable conversation to have. And men are even talking about menopause. I mean, come on. Men talking about menopause, don't get me wrong, it's great and all, but are they experiencing it? They may experience the backlash of it, but they're not experiencing it. This is why I encourage women to just speak up more, because we are living it. We are the experts of our own bodies. Okay, listen, I'm going to get going because I want a little bit of work to do, and then I'm going to rest for the rest of the day. I'm being kind to myself. I'm being a lot kinder to myself. And yeah, I'm having a soft life right now. So I'm not pressuring myself to do 101 things that I used to do. Nina, thank you for the follow and welcome. I didn't even see you there. Welcome. We've had a fantastic conversation today. And as I said, I'm going to think about coming back and doing the Sunday morning chats. I'm going to end the live. The 2 ways I always end lives. The first way, I send everyone a virtual hug. Okay? Send everyone a virtual hug. The second way, I just remind you that you're not alone. You don't have to feel alone. You know what? The menopause can feel a lonely journey. Yes, there is a part of the journey that you have to walk it alone, because you have to identify what works for you. One size doesn't fit all. However, there is a time where you do not have to feel alone. There's this community. There are other communities as well. You know, we do not judge here. You can come here, rant and rave. You can keep quiet in the background if you want, and share your truth. I will continue to encourage you to speak your truth about this journey. I will be back on Wednesday at 8 p.m. British Summer Time. For those of you who need any information, please just reach out to me afterwards. And if you do feel alone, I always say at the end, if you do feel alone after the live has ended, please reach out to someone who you trust, someone that will listen to you. And if they don't understand you, they listen to the point where they try to begin to understand you. Because you know what? That's all we need sometimes. Someone to just listen to us without judgment, without criticism. Yeah. I will be back on Wednesday. Stay blessed, everyone. And Queens, look after yourself. Step up on yourself, love, and your self care. And I will speak to you next week. And have a good start to your week. I'll see you on Wednesday. Bye.